welcome to day 11 of my adventure. We left Sharm El Sheikh around 9 to find our boat and to get all of our gear, our flippers, our masks, our snorkel, and a towel. And we hopped aboard our ship that was going to be our ship for the day, called the Pronto. As we were heading to our first dive site, one of the guides told us a bit about the fish that we might see, as well as the sea, and as well as the different sites we were going to pass on our way, like the magic lake, which apparently changes colors depending on the time of day. So sometimes it'll be blue, sometimes turquoise, sometimes green, sometimes yellow. It sounded lovely, but we just passed it briefly, and it was blue at that point. He also went through the signals it would be important to know while we're diving. There was this sign, which was that I'm okay, or they'd say, "Are you okay?" So that was a very important one to know. There's this, which is, "No, I'm not okay, I need help." Or the double, which is, "Oh God, help me." They also did this sign, which is, "Okay, let's all go together." There's the down, which means look down, or which means look up, but realistically they just pointed, which is what I did the entire time. As I had the thing in my mouth and point until people noticed me. And then there's the sign like this, which means don't touch. There was fire coral, so you had to be careful. I obviously tried not to touch anything. I don't think anyone should try and disturb anything in a beautiful place like that. It's actually a national park where we went, the second largest in the world, the first being the Barrier Reef. So it was quite the experience, and I was so excited and so happy that I was able to have it. The colors are unreal. I haven't seen colors like that ever, both in coral and fish, and just the vast amount of them was amazing as well. Everywhere you went there were tons of them, and they'd all swim near you. They wouldn't touch you or anything, which would have been kind of cool, but they were all close to you, so you got to see so many of these beautiful, beautiful creatures up close. We made 2 stops. On our first stop, we saw some emperor fish. These ones were yellow with almost a cheetah print on them that was black. Very, very cute, and they were about this big. We saw a whole bunch of them, and they often seem to be sticking close to some of the yellow butterfly fish. And it turns out that butterfly fish will find a mate and stick with them forever. And the guide told us, I don't know if it's true, but it sounds so sad and so sweet, that if the male butterfly fish loses his mate, he'll swim deep, 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 deep until the pressure kills him. Which, I don't know if it's true, but if it is, oh my god, it's like Romeo and Juliet, it's so romantic. They were gorgeous though, and it was amazing how many different kinds of each of them are. I mean, I've heard the names like parrotfish, butterfly fish, grouper, emperor fish, but there'd be 4 different kinds with a different color scheme or a different pattern. It was wonderful. I think the parrotfish might have been my favorite. They were so gorgeous, and they came in such an array of beautiful colors. Most of them had a gorgeous turquoise on them, and it was like this electric turquoise, kind of like electric blue, but electric turquoise, and it was gorgeous. We also saw a balloon fish, which I've always wanted to see, but he didn't balloon for us, which was too bad. He was very plain looking compared to the others, but neat to see nonetheless. We also saw clownfish, bannerfish, and angelfish. The angelfish that we saw here were yellow with blue stripes. We also saw cornetfish, which they were calling trumpetfish, and they were these very, very long ones with these long, long, long snouts, and then this tail that looked like it was made of clear fishing line. So they kind of looked like eels. One of the women got kind of scared. She thought it was an eel at first, but they're very pretty as well, as all the fish are, and I'll say it a lot. And we saw these beautiful wrasses. They were green and pink, and they had this amazing pattern on them. Gorgeous, and a few of them came very close to me. I had my underwater camera, but it's filmed, so I won't be able to include any in this. When I get home, I'll be very excited to see how they turned out. We also saw a crocodile fish, and it was very, very low in the sand. It blended in completely, but our guide swam down, tapped it, and it went whoosh. It kind of reminds me of a lionfish mated with one of those sucker fish that you find on the tanks, kind of cleaning off the algae. It's very neat to suddenly see it come out of the sand like that. And there were tons of sergeant major fish, which they were calling zebrafish. They do have the kind of zebra striping, and then some of them have a yellow band on the top of them that's almost a bit iridescent and shows a bit of turquoise. Very pretty. We also saw some butterfly fish that were yellow with the little black masks, so they're the masked butterfly fishes. And then randomly I saw 2 go by with 2 right behind it, and I felt like they were on a double date. We saw many different kinds of coral. There was, of course, fan coral, as well as mushroom coral, which kind of looks like the fungus that grows on trees. So that was neat to see in the water. We saw raspberry coral, which looks kind of like a bowl of raspberries. And they were pink, and then they were kind of a purpley pink color as well. And there's just such bright coral all over the place. It was amazing. We also saw salad coral, which is kind of a yellowy green in color and looks kind of like Boston lettuce or iceberg a little bit. Then we went to our next spot, which is about 40 minutes away, and we just kind of sunned and visited and hung out. We saw schools of mackerel as well, which was so neat to see. I only ever see those on the Planet Earth videos, which are amazing and you should check out if you have not seen them yet. We saw a unicorn fish, which got me very excited. I did a project on unicorns in grade 5, and it just kind of has a little hump here, and then it's sort of a beigey, browny, gray color. But then right near the end of the tail, just before it, it looks like a child had electric blue finger paint and just went right on the edge there, so it's just this of color, and it's amazing. We saw the Picasso fish, which kind of has a elongated mouth. It's kind of gray with a bit of blue, and then it has this gauzy, almost transparent yellow fin on top that just kind of flutters softly as it moves. We also saw the moon wrasse, which is gorgeous. It has a pink and green face and a beautiful pattern, a green body, and then it has pink, blue, and yellow fins. It was like the rainbow just puked all over this fish. But change puke for a nicer word. It was so beautiful, and it would swim so close to you too. It was so neat. We also saw this cute little fish that kept coming up. I don't know what kind it was. It reminded me of a sunfish, although I know it wasn't. But it would come up, and then if you like put a hand out, this little mohawk would kind of pop up on it, like it was like showing off that it was a big fish. It was hilarious because it was this tiny little thing. We also saw these amazing clams that insides of them were like this electric blue or a bright turquoise, or there'd be a vibrant green just around the lip of it, and then the center would be blue. Now the fish that amazed me the most, I couldn't find what it was. Maybe it's a parrotfish, maybe it's a grouper, I do not know. But it was a brown color, almost velvety looking, and its face, fins, and tail were a beautiful blue. And then it had these tiny little polka dots all over its body, and they were all evenly spaced, and it was like this electric turquoise. And it was gorgeous. It looked amazing against the brown. I wish I knew what it was. If anyone knows, please do tell me. Then we got back to the marina, headed back to our ship, hung out for a little while, had dinner, and then it'll be off to bed in a little while. So thanks again for tuning in. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.